Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions? Guess what? You're not alone. We've all been there, riding the roller coaster of emotions, from the exhilarating heights of joy and excitement to the plummeting depths of fear and despair. But here's the thing, emotions aren't just a wild ride. They're the driving force behind our actions and decisions, the unseen hand that guides us through the maze of life. Emotions are powerful. They can lift us to the pinnacles of success or plunge us into the abyss of failure. They can inspire us to reach for the stars or chain us to the confines of our comfort zones. They can be our best allies or our worst enemies. That's the power of emotions. But unchecked emotions can lead to negative outcomes. They can cloud our judgment, distort our perception of reality, and lead us down paths we might later regret. They can cause us to act impulsively, make poor decisions, and damage our relationships. They can rob us of our peace of mind and our sense of self-control. That's why it's so important to master our emotions, to understand them, to control them, to harness their power for our benefit, to turn them from wild horses into well-trained steeds ready to carry us towards our goals and dreams. Mastering our emotions isn't about suppressing them or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, understanding them, and guiding them in the right direction. So how can we take charge of our emotions? Let's discover. Mastering emotions is no mystery. It's a 6-step process. You might think that it's a complex task, but it's quite the opposite. It's about being mindful and aware, and it all starts with identifying the emotion. So step 1, identification. What's the feeling that's bubbling up inside you? Is it anger, joy, fear, or something else? Pinpoint it. Call it by its name. It's like meeting someone new. You can't really get to know them until you know their name, right? Step 2, acknowledgement. Don't shun your emotions. They're a part of you. They have value. They're trying to tell you something. So listen, acknowledge their presence. It's like a friend knocking on your door. You wouldn't ignore them, would you? Moving on to step 3, understanding. Where did this emotion come from? What triggered it? Understanding the origin is like tracing the roots of a tree. It gives you insight into why the tree is the way it is. Next up, step 4, recall. Remember the times you've successfully dealt with this emotion before. It's like revisiting an old victory. It reminds you that you've done it before, and you can do it again. Step 5, envisioning. Picture the strategies you could use to handle this emotion. Imagine yourself applying those strategies. It's like rehearsing for a play. The more you practice, the better your performance. And finally, step 6, action. Implement your strategies. Express your emotion in a healthy way. It's like putting your plan into motion. You're not just thinking about it anymore, you're doing it. Now it's time to delve into each step. So stick around and let's embark on this journey of mastering emotions together. Step 1, identification. Can you name what you're feeling? This question might seem straightforward, but it's actually a fundamental part of managing our emotions. You see, emotions aren't just abstract feelings. They're messages from our subconscious, indicators of our inner state of being. They're like the dashboard lights on a car, signaling when something needs attention. Identifying emotions is akin to reading these signals. It's a process of self-awareness and introspection, a journey into the depths of our own minds. Are you feeling anxious, excited, frustrated? Each emotion carries its own message, its own call to action. And to decipher these messages, we must first be able to name what we're feeling. It's important to remember that there's no right or wrong here. Your emotions are your own and they're valid, regardless of what they are. This isn't about judging or suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them, being honest with yourself about what you're experiencing. Remember, this is step 1, the beginning of the journey. A journey that starts with a simple question. Can you name what you're feeling? Once we've identified our emotions, we're ready for the next step. Step 2, acknowledgement. Embrace your feelings, don't run from them. In our journey to master our emotions, acknowledgement plays a pivotal role. It's easy to veer away from emotions that make us uncomfortable, but they are just as crucial as the ones that bring us joy. Each emotion, whether positive or negative, holds an inherent value and a message that guides us. When you feel an emotion bubbling up, don't suppress it. Instead, let it surface. Emotions aren't our enemies. They're an integral part of our being, a part of our very humanity. They're the language of our inner world, helping us understand what we truly need. Imagine emotions as messengers. They knock on the doors of our consciousness to deliver insights about our needs, our desires, and our boundaries. When we acknowledge these messages, we open the door to self-awareness. We can then decode their messages and use this understanding to guide our actions and decisions. Acknowledging our emotions also helps us nurture positive emotions. It's like tending to a garden. We cannot expect flowers to bloom if we ignore the weeds. Similarly, we can cultivate positivity only when we acknowledge and address our negative emotions. As we embrace our emotions, we'll find that they are not obstacles, but stepping stones leading us towards self-knowledge and growth. With acknowledgement comes understanding. Step 3. Understanding. Why did this emotion occur? Once we've identified and acknowledged our emotions, it's crucial we delve deeper to understand why they occurred. This isn't about pointing fingers or laying blame. It's about peeling back the layers of our reactions to uncover the root cause. It's about asking ourselves what triggered this feeling, what thought or event sparked this response. Understanding our emotions is akin to understanding a foreign language. At first it may seem confusing, even overwhelming, but with time, patience, and practice, we begin to decipher the code. We start to see patterns and make connections. We learn that our emotions are not random, but responses to our thoughts, experiences, and perceptions. This understanding is key to managing our emotions effectively. It gives us a roadmap to navigate our emotional landscape. It helps us anticipate emotional reactions and prepare for them. It empowers us to take control, rather than being at the mercy of our feelings. Understanding provides the groundwork for recall. It's the foundation upon which we build our emotional intelligence, fostering a healthier, happier, and more balanced life. Step 4. Recall. Have you dealt with this emotion successfully before? Now we're stepping into the power of memory. Recalling past successes in managing similar emotions is like having a treasure map in the vast ocean of feelings. It's about finding that X marks the spot where you've triumphed before. When you remember how you overcame a similar feeling, it's like turning on a lighthouse in the fog. You begin to see a path, a way to navigate through the storm of your current emotion. It's about understanding that you're not in uncharted territory. You've been here before and you've made it through. Recalling past victories is also a confidence boost. It's a reminder to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and stronger than you might currently feel. Each past success is a testament to your ability to manage and master your emotions. It's a reminder that you've got this. So, take a moment, breathe, and think back on a time when you faced a similar emotional challenge and conquered it. What did you do? How did you feel afterward? Use this as your guide, your blueprint for managing the emotion you're currently dealing with. Recall paves the way for envisioning strategies. Step 5. Envision. How can you handle this emotion effectively? Envisioning strategies is like mapping out a game plan for your emotions. It's about foreseeing possible emotional triggers and planning how to address them in a positive and productive manner. This proactive approach is crucial to mastering your emotions, as it allows you to prepare for, rather than react to, emotional situations. Imagine you're on a battlefield. Without a strategy, you'd be running aimlessly, reacting to every threat without any plan. The same applies to emotions. Without a strategy, we can easily become overwhelmed and lost in our emotional reactions. So how do you envision a strategy? Start by identifying your emotional triggers. Next, plan how you can respond to these triggers in a way that aligns with your values and goals. The more you practice this, the more automatic and natural it will become. Remember, the goal is not to suppress or ignore your emotions, but to respond to them in a healthy and constructive way. With a strategy in place, it's time for action. Step 6. Action. Time to put your plan into motion. Now that we've envisioned our strategies, it's time to take immediate action. This is the final and most crucial step in mastering our emotions. But why is immediate action so important? It's simple. Emotions are like waves. They come and they go. If you don't ride the wave when it's there, it will pass you by, leaving you in the same place. Taking action allows us to express our emotions in a healthy and productive manner. It's not about suppressing or ignoring our emotions, but rather channeling them in a way that serves us. Remember, emotions are not the enemy. They are signals, guiding us towards areas in our lives that need attention. So when you feel an emotion, don't just sit with it. Do something about it. Write in your journal, talk to a friend, go for a run. Whatever action you choose, make sure it's aligned with the strategies you've envisioned. Remember, mastering your emotions is not a one-time event. It's a continuous journey. So keep taking action, keep evolving, and keep growing. Taking action is the key to mastering your emotions. Congratulations on making it to the end of this guide. You've taken the first step in mastering your emotions, learning about them, We've discussed the power of emotions, identified them, acknowledged their presence, understood their purposes, recalled past successes with handling emotions, envisioned strategies for future emotional scenarios, and emphasized the importance of taking immediate action. But the journey doesn't end here. It's now up to you to apply these steps in your daily life. Practice makes perfect, and mastering your emotions is no different. To help you get started, we've included a link in the description box below to an activity that will guide you through the process of mastering your emotions. Remember, mastering your emotions is a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing and you'll see the transformation. Embrace the journey and watch how it changes your life for the better. All right, folks, that's it for our guide on mastering your emotions. But the real work starts now. We've given you the tools and now it's time to put them to use. We encourage you to click the link in the description box below and do the activity. It's designed to help you apply what you've learned today in a practical and effective way. Remember, practice is key in mastering emotions. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Just like learning a new language or playing an instrument, it takes time and consistent effort. You've got this. In conclusion, remember, the journey of mastering emotions is a continuous one. It doesn't end here, it only begins. Keep practicing, keep learning, and you'll see the change. Until next time, take care and continue your journey to emotional mastery.